Elio guys, and welcome back to another episode of Infinite Magicraid. And in this video we're going to be talking about Whim, who actually on a whim I had tried in place of my Reliant, and wow, things just made a super big difference here. But let's go ahead and take a look at him and what makes him hopefully very great and a very good addition to your team here. So anyways, we do have a Whim. He's a defender type, and he's finally one of the units that I actually have, so we're not looking in the gallery today. He's also the red mark, and that's pretty much all that you need to know. And I'll go ahead and tell you right now, even though he's a defender type here, what's really interesting about him is not only are you able to basically get damage out of him if you want to go that route, but he also has a shield. So what do I mean by shield? Let's go over here and take a look. So for his basic attack, which is called Duo Slash, he deals 200% defense damage to a single enemy, and with this fully bugged up, it goes up to a whopping 280%. Now that isn't anything to scoff at, especially with him being an epic, meaning he's not super hard to get and not super hard to book up, but that's really not the main selling point. Anyone can have 280% of defense damage on their basic attack here. Then, following his second skill, which is called Fearless Swing, this move, unbooked, has a 3-turn cooldown, and it deals 100% defense damage to an enemy and to another 2 random enemies, and it grants all allies Consolidation 1 for 2 turns. If you're not sure what a skill ever does in this game, just go over here and hit it. Congratulations, it says Consolidation 1 reduces 20% of the damage taken. So we can see right here his kit is focusing more so already on mitigating damage within the second skill. I do wish his first skill had something added to it too, but maybe the devs can add that in the future here. Maybe not. I don't do the shots for this. But anyways, with this move fully booked up, it goes up to 160% defense damage, and then it gets reduced to 2 turns. So once again, even though it has an AoE to it, the main selling point of this skill was getting that cooldown lowered so you can keep up consolidation very steadily, because 20% of damage, especially once you hit higher reaches in the game, especially in hell mode, you know, it's a very big difference here. And then following in with his passive called Zeal, this one has a 3-turn cooldown, and for every ally whose HP is below 24%, Whim will grant them a shield for 20% of max HP when he survives for 2 turns. And then once this skill is fully booked up, we do see a whopping 16% increase. I am assuming that this means for every ally that's under 40%. So from the understanding of this skill, they get 20% of Whim's max HP. But the main selling point of this skill is that every 3 turns, Whim can hopefully shield someone and kind of prevent them from dying if possible, which once again, in a situation where you want to keep your damage dealers alive because they don't have any defense anyways, this is going to be super appealing. And then for his ultimate, obviously like the best move that Whim has, which is why it only has 2 freaking skill books, is that it grants a shield of 40% of Whim's max HP on all allies for 2 turns. Once this skill is fully booked up, it drops down to 2 turns. We are talking about 100% money right here. This is what makes Whim, because that shield is super meaty, which is also why you see my Whim over here with all kinds of HP on him, even though he's only at level 120. I'm working on getting him awakened as soon as possible here, but let's take a look at these exclusive weapons. So at level 1 for Fearless Blades, the duration of his shield granted by his ultimate Warrior's Roar is increased to 3 turns. That's a 1-turn increase, meaning as long as there aren't units that can kind of break through that shield, which hell mode is going to do to you anyways, but in a PvP situation, Whim can essentially keep up an infinite shield as long as he's fully booked up here. And then for his second skill, which it says Whim gains 1 more action turn after he releases his ultimate, which is Warrior's Roar, means not only can I shield my entire squad, which is mitigating damage, but we can also pop off his secondary skill, which had Consolidation up there, and congratulations, we have all types of damage mitigation. That is just awesome. And then at level 3, it looks like his passive gets reduced by 1 turn, which if you remember already, it starts activating at 40% of an ally's HP, and it had a 3-turn cooldown. So now the exclusive weapon drops that down to 2. Then at 4 and 5, you get a lovely speed increase here. And instead of going into detail and giving you guys how to use Whim, I'm just going to explain to you right here that Whim's whole selling point is to be as fast as possible, if he can be, to have plenty of HP. His skills don't really gear towards doing defense damage, which is kind of odd because you could technically build him with more defense damage if you want to get some type of DPS out of him, but no matter what you do, with only 2 skills applying to that defense damage, that should be a secondary, like a sub on your equipment, and not necessarily a main stat if you can focus on that, because these other 2 guys, they're focused purely on HP, and especially with his basic attack doing nothing in regards to the defense damage, I would love for it to have some type of HP modifier up there too, to kind of just maybe help boost your shield up or something like that. I don't know. But in terms of sets, obviously you're going to want something with a whole bunch of speed up there, and we can take a look at mine actually since I have him up here. So right now he has the HP set up there, which is just 20% HP. Nothing spectacular, but I figured I would throw something up here on him at the moment. And then for the other set, which is the tough set, this one adds 20% HP, 20% tenacity, and then also 20% effect resistance. So this is geared more towards PvP, because with tenacity he can kind of, you know, reduce or resist crit damage, and then with the effect resist, obviously if someone in a PvP situation is trying to stun him, etc., then hopefully that can help prevent them from getting that stun off, so my baby boy can keep his shield up and keep my squad protected. But that's pretty much all that I have on Wim right now. It just sucks that he's only at Awakened 2 at the time of this video here. But like I mentioned before at the beginning of the video, as I was going through hell stages, it wasn't that I wasn't clearing them, but I found it super difficult, at least with my current setup, to get through hell mode and get 3 stars on stages, because people would just end up dying because I had no shields whatsoever. So I ended up switching out my Reliant for my Wim, and as you can see, they're both only level 120. And then congratulations, like I went through my stages and I was just getting all kinds of 3-star actions first try, no warm up. So basically, to get the most out of Wim, make sure that he can act first and get those shields up, keep him with a lot of HP. And when it comes to artifacts too, right now he has an HP egg up there with speed, defense, and crit rate, which are all beautiful. So if I can get more stat distributions like that, that would be great. And then for the secondary and then the last artifacts here, let me click on someone that can actually have them all. But that's pretty much it for this Wim review, you guys. Once again, I had tried him out on a Wim because I only had feedback from other players here, and it's safe to say, very, very good unit. Not only usable in PvP, but also PvE, and an easy Tower of Mark, not carry, but protector of your Tower of Mark carry. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.